Before I get things started here, I just wanted to make mention of why the audio is going to sound like crap for this podcast. I had a good thing going here. I got these cables to get these microphones working. It had been working great. Been doing all my voiceovers and everything with them. But the only thing that I've noticed is the cables get feedback from certain things. If you put your phone too close to it, it'll pop and make an odd noise for pretty much most of the video. I guess it picks up some interference from the GoPro. I use the GoPro to record this podcast. I just like how I can record and kind of set things up with it. And I was using my phone to kind of monitor it to make sure we were still in picture and the camera was still running and everything. And I guess the interference from the Wi-Fi of the GoPro messed with these cables and pretty much trashed audio on my microphone. So thankfully I did have the skeleton case on the GoPro, so I was able to get some audio from it. It sounds like crap, but I at least wanted to let you know why. Eventually, I will figure out how to make a quality podcast. On with the show.
My name is Enzo Amore, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. And this right here,
You dropped your phone.
This is Big Les, and he's almost 7 feet tall, and you can't teach that.
I'm not even going to ask what
Bada boom, realest guys in the room. How you doing? Seriously, no?
No. I'm going to leave this in here just to like...
S-A-W-F-T, soft. Really?
You're just digging the hole deeper, bro.
There's no hole, man.
Yeah.
That's dope. Guess who's back? Back again. Who's back?
Us?
Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
The BP Hero and Dave?
No, that's your back. That's your back.
Hayward's back? I got a Jason Hayward shirt on. I thought that's what you were talking about. What was that not it?
Oh, they're not it. No, they're not it. Go. BP Hero, Season 2, Episode 3.
Is it really? Because I forgot to look.
Brought to you by Eagle Sports. Best darn tootin' softballs this side of the Mississippi.
And softball fans.
And softball fans?
Yeah, man.
Oh, word?
Yeah, see, he was busy last time we did a podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, life happens. And I made the announcement on there for the people that didn't know that we are now in conjunction with softball fans. I mean,
Can I get a shirt?
Call Chad Nash for one, I guess.
Do they make shirts?
That's a good question. They're getting ready to make some hats.
Pacific 404s?
That I don't know.
Oh man, I'd like a hat, please.
You know what? I kind of like. Let me scoot this over a little bit. They don't make a bunch of noise. I kind of like the 405s. I know that's probably not your kind of thing, but
No, because the thing I like about the 404s
God,
is
man,
the,
I'm glad I
is
got
the
these
mesh.
glasses on. Oof. Anyway,
I didn't ask for any of this. I want that to be known. What I like about the 404s is the mesh and then that material on the front.
Well, see-
Because isn't the 405 the material thicker on the actual like front where the logo is?
I don't
Is that a
think-
405?
No, this is the 404. The 405 is that Blue Evil hat that I've got. That's got like the big flat.
Oh,
I mean, it's literally flat. It's not like this where it's got a little bit of an arch. It's
Nope.
it's literally flat.
Did you just get done playing baseball, bro?
No.
You don't miss it? Every day?
No. What's new since the last podcast? Other than this idiot making his return. Just going over the videos that we've got on the channel. We have the Anarchy Awakening prototype. Finally got around to that. The temperatures are right. Finally got a chance to get out and get some swings with it. It wasn't necessarily a matter of worrying about temperatures like the bat was going to break. I just didn't want to be the guy that broke a prototype and then have to pay for it. So instead of being that guy, I just waited to make sure the temperatures were right so I could feel comfortable swinging it. We also have the new breed, D-Marine New Breed. Got that on the channel. Got it reviewed and then raffled it off. Got it to Jacob Carpenter. Won that raffle up in Canada. Been a lot of...
How much did that cost to ship?
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't?
No, I think...
I'm just curious because I remember on the boards, we'll ship anywhere except for Canada.
Yeah, the Continental 48, America.
Never Canada.
But no, I don't think it was too bad. I think normally I'm pretty much right in the middle of the U.S. of A. So shipping pretty much anywhere cost me about at the most $13, and I think shipping to Canada cost me another 6 or 7. So I mean, it wasn't bad.
Pound sign customs.
Kind of, yeah. And then let's see, we've got something that I know some people have been anxious to see, and that is the Easton line, the new Raw Power Flex line. We've got the Wegman and the Helmer and the Baker. And you know, I made mention in the video that they start out really stiff, but they come around really fast. And I had some people saying, "Oh, so you mean it's just a typical Easton?"
Wrong.
No, that's not what I said. I said it comes around fast. Like, if you listen to the things that I say, hang on. All right, I'm writing down some stuff here so we can talk about it later. And it just made me think about something. But
oh man, I hadn't even looked at the list yet. Now I'm getting excited because that's going to tie in perfect to something that Brian and I wanted to discuss with you.
oh boy. Continuing. But I mean, we're talking like 5,200 swings, and it's game ready. I mean, that one that the Helmer, especially the Helmer, and it has nothing to do with the bat itself. I think it was more just the inload really clicking with my swing, because the others hit great too. And we put about 40 or 50 swings on it, and then pretty much dove into it in the review and all that stuff. And I mean, it was practically game ready. That's what I mean by just a few swings, not 1,000 swings or 1,500 or 2,000. I'm talking like 100, 200 swings tops. But some people just don't get the big picture sometimes. You get a little narrow-minded maybe, I don't know.
It's not instant satisfaction, gratification.
I think I already talked about that. Hang on. I'm kind of winging this here, so I already did discuss that.
Yeah.
We're kind of winging this here. Kind of decided last minute to podcast. So I was just writing down some stuff as we sat down. I wrote down something I realized I talked about it last podcast, and the last thing I want to do is be a broken record.
Okay, so you mentioned the Easton line. When are you going to swing the ASA stuff out of it?
Hopefully here pretty soon. Thinking the temperatures have been warm here lately. I was kind of hoping to get out and get some swings in today, but it just didn't happen. But I'm hoping within the next week or two I'll be able to get those knocked out, because I've got more bats coming. We'll talk about those in a minute. But I'm hoping to get out and get them done soon. Also had the Flipper ASA. Got a chance to get some swings on it. Man, Dave over here. Are you podcasting or are you texting people?
Both.
Man, your focus needs to be right here. Ain't got time for this. But it's not right here. I mean, if I needed someone to come sit on a podcast and sit on their phone, I would have just had some teenage girl come sit and sit in that chair.
LOL pound sign.
Got the D-Meridian Flipper OG, the ASA model. There is no Flipper Aftermath for you trip this year. That is known as the Dinger Slinger.
I can't wait.
Quite the name for a bat, I must say. Here, hang on.
Do you think the BP Hero will ever get a bat?
No.
But you'd come up with such a good name for it.
I would.
You could come up with anything. Like you could name it. If you could name a bat anything, what would you name it?
I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it.
We're going to brainstorm this and come to the people with the next podcast with the name of our bats.
Oh, dear God.
I know what mine is.
Save it for next podcast.
Don't worry.
Oh. I can only imagine where this is going, but I got the review up on it, though, like the official review. I did a live feed on Facebook the night that I swung it. I don't like doing that stuff.
Go on.
I turned your gain up on your microphones a little bit, so you got some leeway there, by the way. I noticed that last time that you and I both were kind of like,
okay.
that means you don't have to do this.
I'm not muffled.
I didn't say you were muffled. I'm just saying that I turned the gains up so I don't have to like make out with the microphone to talk.
The people are really going to hate the fact that we're so disorganized. Why don't you just keep going with the list?
I'm just like giving you a hint there. Not talking like that.
I wasn't talking like that.
But you were.
He doesn't like doing the Facebook Live stuff. Why is that, Jesse?
I don't know. I just don't like. I feel like every ball's got to be like hit perfect or you know, something like that. Like you're under the microscope.
Well, the comments section didn't look bad.
Well, I mean, it's not so much the comment section or anything like that. It's more like me. It's not so much getting trolled. It's just like from a personal aspect. It screws with my head. It just does. Like, and it's no different than like if I were to step in. It's never happened, and it never will. But if I were to step in the batter's box to hit, and 50 people gathered around to watch me hit, I mean, you might as well just have someone else come hit. I'm done. I'm done.
Man.
What?
Pitcher, 50 people, bases loaded, 2 outs.
But here's the thing: if it's a game,
You don't have a shoulder to lean into to see if the home run's going to go over the fence or not.
but if it's a game, that's fine, because like I block everything out. I mean, there's people that are like, "Oh, hey, I was hollering at you when you were up there hitting." It's like, dude, I didn't hear you. I mean, if I'm in a game, it's just like I can block that stuff out. But if there's like a crowd of people standing around watching me hit, I mean, I might as well just go sit down. What?
Nothing.
I read your lips. I know. Just wait till you see the drink of the podcast. But continuing, yeah, I don't know. I just don't do good with the whole live thing or like the uncut thing. Like that's something I kind of stepped out of my comfort zone with the anarchy thing. Doing it uncut. It's just like
I like that though, especially with the prototype bat. That way, you're just showing you have nothing to hide.
Right.
They have nothing to hide.
Right, because I did the same thing with the last one too.
Correct.
I mean, I have nothing to hide. I'm not like trying to make this bat look awesome or anything else.
Or hype it up or anything like that. Like
Right.
You're just putting swings on a bat. It's going to hype itself up.
But yeah, if it's good, it'll do the work.
Right.
But I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like knowing it's not going to be edited, you put the pressure on yourself to try and like make sure every ball is hit well. One of them things. I'm just weird like that. But like I said, when it comes to a game situation, it doesn't bother me at all. So I guess it is what it is. But back on topic here. What else is on the channel? The video, my first home run ever.
That night was so much fun.
Real quick here, I just want to throw this video in there so you guys know what we're talking about before we start talking about it.
It's YouTube gold, son! This ought to be good. Did you see that? That was dope.
Okay, so as you saw from our shenanigans and jackassery, I mean, it was a long haul bomber ball.
Did you see that?
Dude, you know what nobody realized? And a couple people finally said it, and I meant to say something about it. You almost hit Dalton with that ball, and like nobody was like,
So when I went back and like you posted the video or whatever, when I actually watched it, it reminded me so much of when I did the bat flip on that field. Because like I almost hit myself with the bat in that one.
right. But I mean, it's like if Dalton would have been 2 steps slower, it would have hit him right in the top of the head.
Oh yeah, he may have been concussed still.
But that was so like nobody brought
How
light.
tall is he? You think 6'2",
Dalton?
6'3"?
Probably, yeah.
That's a big sack of taters to go over.
But nobody brought light to the fact that he almost killed poor Dalton with a softball. But I mean, it wasn't like technically my first home run ever. I think I confused some people with the title of that. I really didn't know what to call it. It's not like I put that on there so I could like brag about myself or like look what I did or look what I can do. It was us being a bunch of idiots. In case you don't know, which we will get into that later, we've got all kinds of stuff coming good in this podcast. If you don't know, most of the reason that you'll see at the end of some videos where I'll do the long haul bomber ball, and most of the reason I do it is honestly just for shits and giggles. I'm sorry for the language.
Oops and
Yeah,
laughters.
poo-poos and ha-has. But that's most of the reason I do it. I don't put it in there is usually when I miss it. It's a thing between he and I, just like a trash talking thing. Like, can you lock in and hit it or not? So maybe what I'll start doing is like I'll keep a count for the reviews for a while. Just like I'll hit it anyway, and then did I get it or not? We'll keep tally for the reviews.
Because here's the thing, for the longest time, he couldn't hit it. He would choke under pressure, and it would fall like 20 or 30 feet short of the fence.
Oh, I'd hit it straight in the air. It didn't matter.
But yeah, so you got hit it high.
Meanwhile, Gabe over here, it's just like, you look at him and you say, all right, big boy, just hit it as high as you can. And sure enough, I think he can close his eyes and hit it out. Yes, it's a long haul bomber ball, but it's just like the vanity of it.
And I'm not going to but like, it's not like I'm barely clearing the fence with this thing.
No, you're crushing them, but it's just funny, like.
Because sometimes I literally just swing up as hard as I can at it, and it somehow finds a way.
But hey, that one day though, I took 5 rounds of BP. I took 2 earlier in the day and 3 later in the night. I was 5 for 5 with that ball. So get off me.
You know who wasn't that day?
You.
Oh.
That's kind of what started it. Maybe I will start keeping count of the reviews. It would be kind of funny, but I'm afraid that people be like, "Oh, what are you talking about? Like, watch your podcast, bro. Are you a subscriber or not?"
Do you have notifications turned on?
Right.
Do you even Google?
So I kind of, got some mixed reactions from that. People like, was that really your first home run ever? And I had a guy message me and say, so I saw that video. It looked like you took it here pretty recently, but you said that was your first home run, but you've hit home runs in your other videos. So could you talk about what you were talking about there? It's like, oh man.
Could you tell the people what you was doing that one time with the other thing and
that's like that time that we had Dave on the podcast and then we had Gabe on the podcast.
My brother.
Moving on.
Gabe's got hair.
So the last review that is on the channel as of right now is the DeMarini Omega. Had a chance to get some swings in with it thanks to Bird25 from Softball Fans. Pretty good little bat. I don't think you were there that night, were you?
No, I was there. It's the night I left early.
Oh, that's right. You might brushed us.
No.
I'm going to take my daughter swimming. Bro, it's like 30 degrees.
No, I didn't. I didn't. Stop.
But I did enjoy that bat. I had a lot of questions. Oh, is this a repaint? What's your thoughts on dual stamps? I've covered that in other videos. I'm not going to sit here and, I wouldn't say necessarily beat the dead horse, but I'm not going to sit here and talk about it a whole lot. As far as what's coming on the channel, because we spent way too much time talking about what's on there now, what's coming, the Mikan and the Worth smash at 7.
Oh, you got the other one?
Nate dropped his off. I've got Nate dropped the Mikan off, and I've got the Worth on the way. So they're both 28 ounce. I may or may not do them both in the same video.
I think you should both do them in the same video.
I think so. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, you could even do them back to back, swing after swing, doesn't matter. I mean, because I can already tell you, there's going to be somebody that says, which one's hotter?
So then, just to make sure that I'm correct, the Worth has the big barrel of 13.5, and the Mikan has the 14-inch. Is that right?
Technically, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I didn't know if the Mikan one had a short barrel, or if they're both short barrels.
Oh no, they're both considered their big barrel bats.
Okay.
But I got those coming, and somebody's already gonna ask me, which one's hotter? Which one did you like better? I mean, dude, if it's a Worth or a Mikan and it's a U-Trip bat, it's freaking gas. Just pick the one you want and go to town. I mean, that's really all there is to say about it. I think I covered that in the last podcast, and I think I've answered that question probably 200 times since then. Literally, they make something for everyone. Find what you normally swing. If you normally swing balanced bats, don't go out and buy a DC-41. Go buy a Balance Freak Platinum, or buy a Canal Legit, or buy a Worth EST. You don't have to go out and buy the latest and the greatest. You don't buy a DC-41 because someone told you it's the hottest. If you swing balanced bats, just buy a freaking balanced bat. It's that easy.
Buy whatever's hottest. #gains.
So, I also have the Jeff Hall Legit coming pretty soon.
Oh yeah, I got to swing that one the other night.
Yeah, that's kind of a fun little bat.
That is a fun little bat.
Yeah. I'll have it coming pretty soon. I was surprised that it wasn't weighted all funky like last year's model. Last year's model, the one I had was a 27.5, and it was just like, bleh. It just had some odd weighting to it.
Is that
This
what Wade
year's-
Bryan's is that he's got?
His folk is a...
No. He's got a watermelon.
No, I'm not talking about the watermelon. I'm talking about the Jeff Hall Light.
Oh, the white and pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think Brian's watermelon's like a 27.5 or something
Okay.
like that. But the Jeff Hall Light, was weighted kind of funky, but this one is not. I mean, this thing is a sledge, especially compared to like my folk. I've got a 28 ounce folk that I've been beating on, and then we have the 27.5 Jeff Hall Light, or I'm sorry, not Jeff Hall Light, just regular Jeff Hall U-Trip, and it feels considerably heavier than my folk, just in the hands. I really want to try and get some scale weights, maybe like a balance test, maybe some radiographic analysis. And then we also have the Purcell Legit, big, just like the replacement of the Resmondo Legit, since Travis Resmondo is now affiliated with Easton. The Purcell D. Donatus Legit basically replaces that. The big barrel inload worth. The Boom Bob Boss U-Trip, got one of those in the mail, got the review all knocked out. That's probably going to be the next thing that I post, just because it's the closest one to being done. I haven't had a chance to do it. I have been stinking busy. I was hoping to do it tomorrow, but I gotta go to work. I really want to play around with that radar.
I'm out.
I know you're out. So I got
I'm just saying, in case you were looking for another, I gotta go feed my cat.
So we got the radar out one night. It was the night before tournament. We were all just jacking around taking BP. And I got the radar out and was playing around with it. And I have never seen you like so like head cased in my life.
I'll never do it again. I'm looking directly into the camera to say I'll never do it again.
It's different. I'll say that. I mean, and there's some people that are saying like the angle of the ball's got to be like dead on, or it's not going to read right. But I don't know. I'm not 100% sold on that yet, for reasons that I won't get into in this video, because I'm not going to sit here and ramble about it. But I do want to go and play with it. Probably just going to honestly just hit some cage bombs, try and work on hitting a target, just so we can try and get an accurate reading for everything. What I might do is just like every bat that I own, just to see what I should game, should be my gamer, which one's the hottest. So I thought that'd be kind of interesting. Maybe even mix it up and do, you know, like an ASA bat versus a U-Trip bat with rockets and 52s.
Would you really use that as your tiebreaker as far as like your gamer is concerned?
No, because it's total bro science. Yeah, I mean, technically you could, but I won't. I mean, to me, it's just like total bro science, because I mean, you know, the weighting of the bat's going to affect the way you swing it, so that might yield different results as far as your exit speed. But, you know, exit speed is king. Nice crisp line drives. The bat that has the most distance is the one you should swing.
Just missed it.
340. Also going to get an update on the Anarchy here pretty soon. That's kind of like priority right now as far as getting updates in. And no, it's not a paid advertisement for all the cronies out there. Oh, they paid you off to do this review. No, they didn't.
I didn't see any money from it.
No Skrilla. And I got to send everything back. So it's not even like I'm keeping anything. That is not a paid review.
Well, you can't even keep it anyways. It wouldn't do you any good.
Right. It doesn't have a stamp on it. But, man, I tell you what.
Yeah.
I tell you what. If our friend Brenda's watching this, I can really get him going. I mean, it doesn't have a stamp on it, but you can still use it, right? It kills Brent that, like, we play ASA here in Missouri.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
And basically, ASA's bat list is, you know, if
no
it's,
senior bats and like a lady virus.
yeah, it's basically no senior bats. The lady virus, the Boombach Cannon, which again is I think might be a senior bat.
Is the Freak 98 on that list?
I just want to throw out here now, for this podcast, I posted a Q&A on Facebook. If there's people out there that are wondering if some of the questions that Daniel Gamble was asking are legitimate, I'm just going to go out on a whim and say 90% of them are him being a troll. So, for the love of everything that is softball, take what he says with a grain of salt. I love Daniel. He's a good guy. And he totally trolled the crap out of me with that. I was not ready for that. But that is totally right up his alley. That's what he does. So I got a pretty good laugh out of that, especially when he asked, Whereas the SCN3 is like the old Easton Flex. And he says, where can I get a receipt for an SCN3? It's just, I laughed so hard when I saw that. He got me pretty good.
They probably give him a Wegman Realtree in return.
Here, you get this turd since you're a turd. The pitching machine update. Or I should say video, not even an update. I think I told the guy on like Saturday that I was going to go home and record a video and post it, and I still haven't done it. I always forget to do it.
Okay, so even when this stuff's missing, like camera, everything, he says, man, I got to do something about that pitching machine. I got to make a video on it. And we're like, yeah. People keep asking you about it. He's like, man, everybody in the comments is already answering it for me. I'm like, yeah, you need to do something about it. He's like, yeah, I'm going to do that tonight.
I don't know how many times we've been to BP, and I haven't done anything about it.
The one night that he did try and film it,
the camera messed up.
The file got corrupted after he finished it.
Idiot 1 and Idiot 2 broke the internet. That's exactly what happened. So I had Gabe sitting behind home plate with his legs spread, just waiting to take a shot. And I had the pitching machine all set up, and I came pretty close to him a couple times.
Oh, man, I thought Jordan and I were going to pee laughing, so, oh, man.
It's probably for the better that didn't work out. Something else that I have coming will be here on Thursday. I'm also probably going to bump it up on the priority list, is the Freak Honey Badger. The softball fans exclusive. What?
I got questions about that.
I have maybe some answers.
Well, I'm just surprised that it's balanced.
Here's the thing. You talking because it's a short barrel balance.
Correct.
Here's
because I mean, when you first sent me the photo and said, hey, be on the lookout, and I was like, oh man, this is just a Freak 12 with a fancy paint job.
Right.
And then you wrote balanced, and I was like, wait, they make that?
The glory of an exclusive is you can pretty much pick what you want for a bat.
Sure.
It's not a repaint. It's not this. It's not that. It's not this.
It's unique.
Like literally, when companies make exclusives, they can say, we want to try a flexi handle with this barrel, or we want to try this barrel with a stiff handle.
It's like when you go to the Nike store and you get to build your own shoes.
Right. I mean, it's an exclusive, not necessarily like say for a reason to be different, but in this aspect, yes. I mean, because there was already so many short barrel in-load Micans, why make another one? Go out of the box a little bit and make one that's balanced. It's supposed to have a slight in-load. I've heard slight in-load and I've heard balanced. I'm going to make sure and get all the details when I review the bat, so stay tuned for that. But that is coming. I'm excited to swing that because Daddy likes him some short barrels.
Yeah, but it's balanced.
We'll see. I mean, here's the thing that I'm thinking may not make it as bad. It's not going to be bad in general.
Well, no. It's a Mican, let's be honest.
Correct. And that's what's going to make it not a bad bat.
That's not bias. That's just simply stating the fact that Mican makes a good bat.
Yeah, Mican and Worth own U-Trip right now. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's other companies that are definitely making a case.
Right.
But for these last few years, Mican and Worth have just owned U-Trip. That's bottom line. But anyway, now it's time to get to the fun stuff. So I'm going to play a little clip here. He had no idea this was coming. I mean, he literally finished up, he thought every softball was gone out of the tote. And then I ran and got the camera, set it up, and I put him on the spot. Talking trash with all these dinger balls.
I just want to go ahead and let it be known, too, that I was just coming off of a terrible round of BP, and then he throws this pressure on me.
Yeah, we'll see. I didn't even think of it from that aspect. I just thought, let's have a little fun with this, because it just happened to be that both of them were in the tote. So I just really wanted to troll the crap out of him, and I had some fun with it. So let's check the clip out. Pressure's on, bitch.
Oh.
So we have two Ultimate Evil long haul bomber balls. It's kind of been the running joke for what, probably a little over a month now. Can you hit them out or can you choke? That's why I've been putting them in the end of my BP videos. I'm going to talk about it in the podcast one of these days. I'm going to have this clown here with me. So now the pressure's on him. He didn't know those were in there. If he can't hit both of these out, I get to pick his drink for the next podcast.
As long as it's not booze, we'll be fine.
I just want to say right now, there's no pressure, okay? Oh no! Oh no!
That's fair. That's a fair ball!
Oh, no way! Pressure's on. One ball.
Oh, dang it.
Oh! How about some help from the comment section? We'll pick him something real nice. No booze. I had a lot of fun with that. I'm not necessarily.
Glad somebody did.
I'm not necessarily sure that he did, but it was so worth it.
Oh man, so worth it. Like, oh my gosh. Like out of all the things, that was the one.
So, go ahead and show the people what you chose for your drink. What are you doing?
I gotta get my drink.
Stop.
I gotta get my
Quit.
I gotta get it.
Dude, stop. You
What?
gotta stop.
What?
What is the temperature of the water in that bottle?
Well, that one's not water.
Okay, well, which one? I mean, do you know what the temperature of that is?
Well, I mean, I've
Is
had
that
it.
a-
I mean,
is it-
it's been in the fridge. So
Is
I'm
that an
pretty sure.
ASA approved bottle?
I don't know. It's high core though. I know it's a high core. Jesse, I know that this is a high core bottle. I know that for fact.
If you crack that, they're not going to return it, bro.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean that's way too cold.
But it's a high core bottle.
It's too cold. We'll go ahead and remove the evidence here.
You didn't like that?
Back on topic here. What you got here?
All right.
Show the people what you got.
because I lost, we went to Columbia for Janet's birthday.
Yes, my wife.
My wife nailed it. So she knew what was at stake here. I, had to forfeit my drinking privileges, and so she picked me out Shaq Fu Punch. It's all natural.
Pineapple.
And it's pineapple.
Made from I guess it's like the Arizona sweet tea. Is that?
That's what I can gather because the font looks the same.
Well, yeah, that's.
They use new tinted bottles to protect the natural antioxidant properties of our beverages from light. Here's to your health.
Is that grass-fed plastic? I really want to try a drink of that.
That smells like carrot
Anyway,
juice.
dog, I've got you something else too. Don't forget your official Star Wars straw. Hayden suggested we use those. He saved those 2 straws for us so we can use them.
H, love him to pieces, bro.
Is it that bad?
It's just like
Here, hang on. Let me.
that first initial swig is.
I got Darth Vader. You got what is the Stormtrooper? Isn't that what that thing is?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Just one. It's
Pungent.
Man, I'm glad that I didn't lose that bet.
That's all right though, because we picked you out something good too.
We did. Here, hang on just a second. I mean, since you already cracked this thing, we might as well just go ahead and finish it off with another not ASA bottle that's not warm enough to be hit.
I know that bottle's definitely not ASA approved. It's got the old stamp on it.
That's the round ASA stamp, bro. So I just went with the Parents' Choice Pedialyte. Not sure why. I was walking by it and I thought, you know what, that kind of looks
It
good.
was blue raspberry, wasn't it?
Yeah, Blue Raspberry Advantage Care. Because what got us started on that was I know that there's some people that like post tournament will go and get like a Pedialyte.
Who are we talking about that did that?
Dane Brooks.
Yeah.
Our friend Dane Brooks. Play a little softball with that guy. Pretty good little ball player.
Yeah. Not much little about him though. He's
No.
like 6'3".
But he was talking about going to get a Pedialyte after a tournament, and basically just a recharge of electrolytes is all it is all he wanted it for. And I get that. I mean, it's probably a little better for you than a Gatorade, I'm guessing. Maybe a little less sugar and that kind of thing. But either way, I saw it, and I'm really a sucker for like flavors and colors and things. God dang, if I can get this thing open.
Flavors and colors. Look at his sunglasses.
Mine was childproof. Yours is just like, we hope you die.
Mine was Shaq proof.
Shaku. Yeah, joke's on you. That's legit. It's good. Don't be getting your pineapple funk in my drink.
Well, then yank your straw.
A little bit of that pineapple funk probably ruined my whole drink. Dog, that's good, man. How do you
That
not
tastes
like
like
that?
cough syrup.
Well, that's probably why it's good.
I'm about to puke. Oh my god, it's bad.
Is it worse than your Shack food?
Honestly, it might be.
Really? I think it tastes good.
Dane, more power to you, man. I couldn't drink
Mm.
that.
Mm-hmm. See, so I'm usually a sucker for grape flavored things, and I almost got grape. But let's step out of the box a little bit.
I'm gonna end up with a terrible colon cleanse. I can feel it, man.
Just from that? Or are you talking?
That's got an intestine on it.
Oh yeah, bro, it's just good for your belly. Come on, man. It's got electrolytes in it.
I can already feel my body sweating.
That's because it's like 900 degrees in here. That's probably most of the reason for that. A few topics we wanted to discuss. T-shirts. It's been a minute since I ran a T-shirt order.
Yeah, and Brian and I have been waiting.
No, dude. Listen.
I want my free shirt.
You're not getting your free shirt.
Why
I wasn't
am I?
there.
What? Yes, you were there.
No, I wasn't there for the beginning of the day.
That's a bet.
Dude, if I'd have had a chance to get
Excuses is what I hear right now.
Dude,
A bet is a bet.
locked in, bro. I was locked in.
A bet
blinders
is a
were on.
bet. Hashtag the book don't lie.
But
Pound sign, give me my shirt.
No,
Brian and I earned those shirts.
you didn't earn crap.
I did.
We
I
did-
dingered with the Derby boy.
If we'd have had another game, I'd have caught you.
Ifs and cans and sugars and butts. So give me the shirt. It's like a child's rhyme. Somebody in the comments will figure it out for me.
Yeah.
If
yeah.
if candies and nuts were sweet as butts or something, I don't know.
Sweet as this. I feel like a lady. So let's
Did you send it out of your font butt then?
You. So let's get a short order going. I'm probably going to end up posting this on 3/21, which will be a Tuesday.
You can run the sleeves again?
Probably just run everything. It's getting a little warm for the sleeves, but some people may still want them. Can I knock off the chill for the spring?
I'm done with that.
But I'm going to probably leave it up. I don't want it.
You think I do?
Don't give it to me. Time out. Tell a story. Baby's crying.
I'm tired of hearing it.
Oh, what was that? Just an outlet cover. My child's safety is obviously not important. So anyway, let's get some t-shirts going. Probably gonna leave it open for a week. Offer the same stuff that I had before.
Have you ever done black?
No, because Ian can't get stuff to show up on black.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah. I really want to do a black and gold with that design that I showed you,
Mhm.
but can't.
Could he do a short sleeve with the red, white, and blue?
Possibly, yeah, but
I'm just asking for the sake of asking.
could, but man, it'd be complicated. I like to try and keep like.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just simply asking a question.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I mean, I'm sure he could. I mean, what's stopping him? Just order some white T-shirts.
Right.
But just for the sake of simplicity, I just like to keep it with the long sleeve for now. Maybe I'll look into that as the summer rolls around if people start asking for it. I would eventually like to come up with some more designs too. Maybe what I'll do sometime is like take some offers on designs from the crowd.
Ooh.
And the winner gets a free shirt.
I know somebody out there's like a creative arts like major or something like.
Because I am not.
Yeah, I know somebody out there is gonna like blow us away. I can't wait to get my free shirt from you though.
You ain't get a free shirt, dog. Sorry, bro.
I'm gonna flatten all your tires.
I'll air them back up. So let's see. There's one thing. Okay. Another thing I want to talk about. People that ask me, like, I'll post a video on a bat, and then they'll literally ask me a question, and the question that they asked, the answer was in the video. Do you not watch the video? Like, I understand that people are busy, and I'm not saying...
Yeah, but why watch it when I can just ask you?
I understand people are busy. You don't have time to drop everything and watch every single video that I post. I'm not saying that you do, and I'm not saying that you have to. But, I mean, literally, like, if I post a video, and then you ask a question that's, like, in the video, I'm probably not going to reply just so you'll watch the video and find it, because, like, what's the point of me putting the information in there if you're not going to watch it and listen to it? Which kind of brings me to my second topic that I want to cover here before I get into some stuff that we took from Facebook. Edited videos. This kind of got into a topic on softball fans with Christian James and some of his reviews. I'm not really going to elaborate on the argument / discussion, whatever you want to call it, that happened on softball fans. Everybody has their own style of videos and editing videos and that kind of thing, and that's fine. I mean, everybody's different. If everybody was the same, what would be the fun of, you know, watching different reviews or watching this or watching that? That's his style of review, and I have mine. It's just as well as...
Here's the thing, it seems to work for him because he gets views.
Right. And it's no different than, like, honestly, we make fun of him, but Anthony Kelly, it's no different than that. He has what he does for his reviews. He tries and hits balls as far as he can. That's his thing for his review. Everybody's different, and that's what, you know, certain people do. Why do I edit my videos? Because, like, Wheeler Huff, like, he may cut out, like, a segment or two in a video, but he posts a lot of his videos and just leaves them uncut. And I just personally don't like doing that because it goes back to what we were saying earlier with the live feed thing and then the Uncut Anarchy thing. Like, it gets in my head that I have to, like, hit every ball well. And not only that, but if people are like me, then it's just like an attention span thing. Like, I'm not going to sit and watch, like, that Anarchy Awakening, the uncut video, it was 14 minutes long. I'm not going to sit and watch a 14-minute video on a bat review. It just, to me, it's better if it's cut down. It's not like it's a highlight reel or anything like that, because that's what some people were saying about Christian's reviews. It's not that it's a highlight reel or anything like that. It's just the fact that, like, you don't want to watch the bump backs. You don't want to watch, you know, say I pop up to the infield. Say I miss a ball.
The ball's driven into the ground or you're trying to cut it or something like that.
Right. You know, it's just cutting that stuff out just kind of helps keep the attention span for a little bit longer, in my opinion. But, you know, everybody has their own style, and that's mine. He has his. Part of the reason that Wheeler Huff is able to post pretty much uncut videos is because the dude's a freaking hitter. He can rake, and he hardly ever misses the ball. Is to where yours truly can really struggle and have moments at times. There's a blooper reel coming. I know I've been talking about it for the last few podcasts, but about got some stuff rounded up to get it finished up. But there's a blooper reel coming, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure you haven't seen these yet, so that'll be pretty good.
All right.
But what we're going to get into now is some Facebook questions. Maybe. If telephone will communicate. There we go. Oh man, 55 comments. So we're just going to start at the top. Timothy Gilbert said, "Can you explain your home run video?" I just did that one. Brian Madison, sorry. He says, "Maybe I'm an idiot. I don't think you are. But I would love an explanation on this. On trade boards, someone will post a bat, for example, let's say a 2013 flipper, and say, returnable but no receipt. How is a bat from 2013 returnable? Now, basically what that means is the bat has not been a warranty return. You know, somebody didn't break their original bat and get that one back. So if you could find a receipt, you could try and send it in. I mean, it's a 4-year-old bat, but I mean, I've seen 4-year-old bats sitting on shelves before, so you know, it's basically a fact of someone's going to buy a counterfeit receipt and try returning the bat, and it hasn't been stamped as a warranty return, so you can basically attempt to do that. I'm not saying that's right, and a lot of companies are starting to kind of buckle down on that stuff, so that's basically what that's about. You can buy your own counterfeit receipt and then try and return a bat. I don't suggest that. I personally don't do it. I know people that do, and that's fine, but not my cup of tea. Let's see. Adam Fowler asks, sometimes does the pitching machine mess with your timing? I like the fact that I see better pitches, but I don't like not seeing a release. Also, do you turn the ball a different way according to the threads across the seams with the seams?
Yes, it can mess with your timing.
Elaborate, because it doesn't mess with mine.
When we take BP with it, I feel like I'm trying to pull everything, so I get the timing down to try and pull everything when I start my swing. Want to try and get through the zone with it. So then, when we don't have the pitching machine, I feel like I struggle at times because I'm used to pulling everything, so it takes a handful of pitches before you start to figure out.
So it just takes away from your ability to use the whole field.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right, because typically we don't have the net
Right.
or a screen of some
Which is
capacity.
something I plan on fixing here pretty
Right.
soon. Because the screen that we did have finally bit the dust. It had, I think, a hole in just about every corner from being beat on for the last 2 years. So I just went ahead and pitched it in the dumpster at the ball field, and I'll get something going here pretty soon. I'd like to get either probably a pitch safe or a Jugs, what do they call it, the light flight or whatever it is, the one that Brian's got.
Mhm.
So I'll get something going pretty soon with that. But me personally, it doesn't mess with my timing very much. I don't know. I mean, I do. Our friend Dalton, he's been hitting with us a little bit here lately, this last year or so, and he does a lot of tee work because he can't find anybody to go hit with him. Most of the time, he's able to hit, other people aren't. And he's done enough tee work that it does affect his timing. And I know that people say the same thing, but I've never had it bother me. I don't know if maybe, and it's not necessarily that like my timing is good. And I will say that outs that and I'm not saying that I don't make outs, or that kind of thing. But like most of the time, if I make an out, it's because I hit a ball right at somebody. I normally don't like miss hit a ball very much. I usually tend to square things up. Now there may be times where like I pop up to the infield or something like that. And it's just like me missing the ball. It's not necessarily like timing. My timing never gets screwed up. I don't know why. But the machine doesn't mess with my timing, but I have heard other people say it does. As far as the seam thing goes, for the 50th time, I will post a video and say that I'm going to basically give you the breakdown, what you should and shouldn't do with it, and that will be in there. But, to save you the sake of that, because it'll probably be another 2 months before I get to post the video. I try to put them in there 4-seam style, just to kind of get the straight up and down spin on the ball. Will you ever bring a team east? World at Disney, perhaps? Also, I have family in Missouri when I visit. You got a spot for me on league night?
Totally got a spot for you on league night.
Yeah, bro, come on out.
As far as going east, I don't know, man. If the kryptonite thing works out,
Yeah, potentially.
honestly, that would probably be the closest shot of making worlds.
Yeah, but I just the group of guys that we play with, they're just not into traveling a whole lot.
I think individually, I think either one of us could make a trip.
Oh, I would, yeah,
Yeah.
I'd do it in a heartbeat if I had a chance. But as far as like getting our team,
Right.
I've been kicking around the teams, maybe found somewhere to land for the year, I don't know. But as far as the team that we're on now, just they're not really interested in doing a whole bunch of traveling.
Local.
Right.
Maybe, I don't know, if a state tournament were to be not in the middle of the state and be closer to Kansas City or St. Louis, we could probably get guys to go to that.
Right. But as far as traveling to Florida,
No.
probably not. I'd love to go though. I mean, that's like bucket list for me. Of course, Disney's only going to be, I think this will be the last year at Disney, if I remember right.
And they go to the new one.
Suncoast, yeah.
Yeah.
They broke ground on that last week, I think. But I would like to, and definitely let us know if you're around. We'll see about getting in on some league night action.
Hey, who was the guy that posted on that video that's from Pennsylvania? What was his name?
I know you're the one talking to him, not me.
Yeah, man, we need to get that button down too.
Ryan Johnson asks, how about combining E, D, and C divisions in a tournament because low turnout is still not a good idea?
You would need to make the equalizer like very accommodating.
I don't think most tournaments, I don't think equalizers are enough. Like
I'm not-
NSA, like a silver team playing a gold team, it's only three runs.
That's what I'm saying. Like you need to make it very.
I'm
like,
thinking five.
accommodating.
I'm thinking five minimum.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I'm a bronze team going against a gold team, I'm looking for 10.
Right. For those that don't know, like the NSA colors.
Right. So
Bronze
bronze
is
E,
and-
silver's D.
And then gold is E. Or I'm sorry, gold is C.
Right, and then
From there, I don't know. And I don't care
What is
because
it?
there's none of that in the state.
elite is B. Is that right?
I think so, yeah. But I think there's like 4 or 5 elite teams in the state.
I don't even know if there's that many.
Right. There used to be. I don't
Right.
think there's anymore. And they even used to do like elite on Sunday, and all the gold teams could play elite. But regardless, yeah. I mean, it has its ups and downs, especially just because you give, maybe an E team playing a C team. Like you give the E team home runs. Maybe that E team doesn't hit a lot of home runs, so it's no use to them. Meanwhile, the C team is just, playing their
Blasting
game,
out,
playing
yeah.
their game and doing that kind of thing. So I think equalizers are good, but I think that they need to be better.
Again, they need to be very accommodating.
Yes, I agree.
Because three. I say 3 runs doesn't matter, but when we played 2 years ago,
But that's the one time I've actually seen it. And I'm sure it's happened other times. I'm not saying
Right.
it hasn't, but I think it's the one time like we've actually been in a benefit of that.
right.
Difference between using 4 outfielders and 4 infielders, or 3 outfielders and 5 infielders. Basically, what he's asking is the difference between using a 4-man infield and a 5-man infield. If you're playing, this is my opinion. If you've got the personnel to do it, in my opinion, run a 5-man any chance you get. I don't know. I know everybody feels different about that. Your outfielders, what makes and breaks you out there? You gotta have outfielders with strong arms, in good range. Your infielders have still got to be good. Freak of nature range is obviously a plus. But to me personally, your outfielders is what makes or breaks you with that. And having a pitcher that knows
The situation more than anything.
the situation and knows like move here or move there. I couldn't tell you how many times, especially like watching game film, you got your 5-man that stands literally behind the second base bag, and then the pitcher just throws it and stands there. I mean, you've still got
You've still got holes. You basically just lined up 2 fielders to where you can put a ball on either side of them.
right, and unless you just hit it slow enough that it doesn't get through quick, you accomplish nothing.
Right.
But a pitcher and a middle infielder communicating is big time key to that. Let's see.
I think the other thing too, with a 4-man compared to a 5-man, is that most people look at it like we'll cut down on balls in the gaps, because that's where people feel like a 5-man hurts them, because they get gapped a couple of times and they got to jump back and do a 4-man.
They panic.
Right.
That-
Teams are going to hit. I mean, come on, man.
yeah. I'm glad you brought that up.
Be a professional.
Shut up. I'm glad you brought that up. Like as far as people panicking and immediately going.
Because
into-
how many times have we gone to a tournament and watched a team jump into a 5-man?
Oh yeah.
Because they think they're ready for it, and then 2 or 3 base hits, to start a game.
Right. You get gapped 3 times in a row, and it's like, oh my god.
And then the next, so they get out of that inning and go to the next inning, and they're back to a 4-man.
I don't know. I mean, you got to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing with the 5-man, especially if it's a team that may have some suspect bat control, is the fact that like you're really testing their ability to get a ball over the infield and keep it in the park.
Mm-hmm.
So especially with teams that don't have much control, I really feel like it pays off there. A good team that's going to hit is going to hit no matter what you're doing.
Here's the thing: a hard hit ball through the infield is still a hard hit ball through the infield.
Right.
I mean, you can still undress a fielder and
And the only other plus, like if you are getting gapped to death, and it's like double after double, triple, double, things like that, going to a 4-man is only going to make the teams that can hit just base hit instead of double after double after double.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be, they're going to have to base hit because they can't drive those gaps anymore with
Right.
people standing out there. But a good team will adapt to that and still hit. And if you're going to run a 4-man, your pitcher has got to be a freak of nature fielder. Let's see. Jared Unruh, I hope I said your name right. Are you one to tinker with your swing, or do you have some simple thoughts or triggers that you execute to try and remain consistent? I do not mess with my swing very much at all. I usually try to take some tee work. I know my swing isn't the best. There's people that whine and cry because my swing sucks, and I know it does, and I don't care. It's currently not what I'm focused on. What I'm focused on is getting ready for the season. As far as like the approach that I take when it comes to a swing, you know, if I'm struggling in a tournament or if I'm struggling at league night, like I'm not going to change my swing because it's probably not something with my swing as far as like it being flawed. Just it's what am I trying to say? Just like things aren't working right. Does that make sense? Or am I kind of talking in circles?
You're talking a bit of a circle there. You basically just said, it's. I'm not gonna mess with my swing. It's just me working through some stuff.
Right.
So like, do a better job of explaining that. Like, so what may cause you to have an off night? Like what? Like, so if it's not your swing, what is it? Like you're swinging the bat?
Usually if I'm off, I'm either pounding the ball straight into the ground because I have a down swing. It's not a big tomahawk chop, which it can be at times.
Or is it your pitch selection?
Can be, yeah. It's usually with me, it's either pitch selection or trying to do too much.
Overthinking it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like trying to pick a blade of grass and hit it
Mm-hmm.
or that kind of thing. But I don't mess with my swing. That's one thing that I do not mess with. I don't mess with my swing. Maybe one time in the last 2-3 years have I legitimately switched bats because I felt it was going to help.
I mess with my swing.
And that's fine. People are different.
If I find myself having a hard time making solid contact with a ball, I'll purposely start to walk the box to try and get things timed
Right.
back out. And then once things do get timed back out, I stop.
See, I'll change my approach.
Okay.
I'll change my approach at the plate. Like
So then-
maybe I don't try and pull everything.
Okay.
Not that I do anything.
So you're not actually changing the mechanics of your swing.
I changed my approach.
Okay.
I might back off the plate a little bit and try and drive a few balls back up the middle.
So your swing plane and all that's going to stay the same.
Oh yeah, the
You're-
swing
it's
stays
just
the same.
How you get to that point is going to change.
Correct. Basically, my approach to hitting changes.
So to answer the question, swing mechanics don't change. Approach does.
Right. Switching bats and things like that is only going to make
that makes it worse. Now, it makes it worse.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, the only thing that I may do to like try and lock back in is back off the plate and just work on squaring some balls if it hit them somewhere, and like backside, middle, just maybe it is a little bit of a lazy swing, but you just work on driving the ball somewhere, get a little bit of confidence up because it can get you a long ways.
I've only ever seen you switch bats once.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. This doesn't fix anything.
Well, you were coming off of a long night
Right,
and you were tired,
right.
and so you switched. But that was a short-term thing. That wasn't.
Oh, right, and it was all right here. I mean, I went from a short barrel to a big barrel,
Yeah.
and it was nothing more than just in my head.
Right.
But, yeah, anyway. Jamie Baker says, explain your moderator days on Softball Fans, how you became one, pros and cons of doing it, and do they pay you? They do not pay me. It's just a service, I guess you could say. I don't know, it's not like I'm a serviceman or anything like that. It's something I kind of stepped up and volunteered to do. The selling section is what got it all started. People not putting like the name and date, on the paper in their pictures, and then, end up hustling somebody or stuff like that. I mean, there's simple things that Softball Fans does as a forum to try and protect its users to dealing on the site.
Finish that because I just want to piggyback on that.
And that is one of them. I mean, just like verifying that you have the bat in your possession. I mean, I could take a Google picture of a bat, say it's mine, get out my Photoshop and scribble my name on it and say it's my bat. Well, it's not on a piece of paper in the picture, so how are you supposed to know? Now, you do get people that are trying to get clever and cute and, use their Photoshop skills. Maybe they'll put their name on a piece of paper, take a picture of it, and then try and like sneak it in the picture, but those are usually pretty obvious. And what's ridiculous is the amount of work that you put into doing that, you could have just got off your ass and went and did it right.
The forum had such simple rules as far as like that's concerned. Like when you go to post pictures, like it had its own thread, like how to do this correctly.
Right.
Like it's not hard to read and follow the instructions.
Right, or the people that say like text for pictures and that kind of thing. And there was even a point, which it didn't last very long, where if you posted your phone number, your post got deleted because you're trying to take the deal outside of Softball Fans. So we can't do anything to try and help out if something was going wrong. Because at that point it may be, oh, well, I had his number from this post, but we weren't dealing with this bat. I mean, at that point it's not our problem. We may try and help you just because, but it's you know, we don't. There's no obligation there for us to help you, and it's not like we're going to get you your money back if you got scammed on a bat or anything like that. But you know, we're going to do everything we can to try and help you out. That's what got me started with the moderator thing. You know, I just kept reporting posts and that kind of thing. Sure, call me a snitch, whatever you want to call me. But if I have to follow the rules, so does everybody else. That's the bottom line. And somebody was like, hey, look, if this guy's reporting all these posts and doing all this stuff, why don't we just make him moderator of the selling section? And I believe when we transitioned to the new forum layout, I pretty much became a super moderator along with the rest of them. I can moderate anything on the forum now. As a matter of fact, last night, if you go look at the Ask the Umpire section, literally for like 3 hours, every minute, somebody spammed that section with a thread. It was the same thread every time for a minute for like 3 hours. It took me probably half an hour to delete every one of those. It just somebody probably either testing a spam bot or it was a spam bot, one of the two. But it's just like, holy crap, man, come on. Yeah. Let's see, what else we got here? Darren Payne says, the best middle of a tournament meal. And setting your bat in ice water actually make it past compression. As far as in the middle of a tournament meal, nothing too heavy. I don't...
No pastas, no... I'm trying to think of other heavy foods.
So I'll eat stuff like that, but I don't eat a bunch of it.
I try and just avoid it. Like I keep things simple, like a burger, chicken sandwich. You know, because chicken's pretty light for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So I try and stick with things like that, but nothing like Chinese. I'm staying away from that. Like we did Panda Express at Home Runs for Heroes.
Yeah.
But if I'm going out, I'm not doing that. I'm probably going to McDonald's.
Right.
And I know that's not the healthiest choice, but it's not like
something simple. You're not
right.
getting a Big Mac.
Right. I'm getting chicken. I'm getting like a McChicken. And like I'm getting a Powerade, like
right.
Just something quick and light.
Yeah, but I know people that just like absolutely pig out, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna show back up to the ball field." I usually just remain reserved when it comes to that stuff. If I do pack food and pack a cooler,
mm-hmm.
then you know there's usually some stuff in there to make like some turkey sandwiches or stuff like that. Usually pack some bananas in the car, just simple, light, easy.
Right.
Oh, and sorry. And setting your bat in ice water to actually make it pass compression. I haven't heard of that working, but A, we don't deal with compression testers, and B, I don't do that crap.
When we do, we deal with compression testers. They're not right.
Dude, that's no kidding. If you could eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? Go.
Steak and taters.
From, like, what kind of steak?
Ribeye. I'm grilling
mashed
myself.
potatoes, baked potato.
Mashed potatoes with sour cream instead of milk.
Really?
You ever had sour cream taters?
Yeah.
Oh, I love me some sour cream taters. And then my ribeye, I'm grilling that myself, a little McCormick seasoning, a little meat tenderizer, medium rare. That's my, oh man, you ought to let me fix you a steak.
Breakfast burritos from McDonald's.
For the rest of your life,
I can live off them, no? Yeah. Breakfast burritos are fire, I'm just saying. Let's see. Hang on here, I'm scrolling. When is the video of the pitching machine coming? Boy, that's a trick question. Will Webb says, how does one hit a deer? Just close your eyes and swing hard.
seems to work out for the rest of us.
Right? I don't hit a whole lot of them, so I really have no good answer to that. Favorite home run catchphrase? Well,
Splash.
I'd probably have to say I like to use the Gone Forever, but I always like to mix up what's Gone Forever.
Mm-hmm. Right after that video came out, when we were playing up there in Macon,
The Coach Kent Murphy thing is what we're
Yeah.
talking about. If you haven't seen that,
I dedicated a lot because the field was what, like 270.
it's small.
Yeah. Dedicated a lot of home runs to.
Got your music singers.
Yeah.
Loretta Lynn.
Yeah.
What time he goes, Dolly Parton.
Yeah, I took off trotting down there. I did skinny Miranda Lambert, regular Miranda Lambert.
Probably, where did I do it at? Probably the sketchiest one I ever did. I hit one and said, "Gone Forever, Quick Trip in Ferguson."
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Where did I do that at?
Oh, that was there at Chill Coffee.
Was it? I couldn't
Yeah,
remember.
was that the same weekend as Splash? And
Gone Forever, Quick Trip in Ferguson. It was like you could have heard a pin drop in that place.
Mm-hmm. Man, that was a day. That's a topic for another day.
Bats you wish they made remakes of, and have you ever swung a bass bat? Have you ever swung a bass?
I almost bought one.
For real?
For real. It was the First Degree. Isn't
Oh
that
yeah,
right?
man. Yeah.
I didn't want that Mandango.
The Mandango.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, Jeff Hoss reading the Jeff Mandango.
Hi, I'm Jose Canseco. Yeah, I almost bought a First Degree. Who was it? Was it Scotty Van Landingham that had the pinky?
Oh yeah, I think there was a couple of them floating around. But
Yeah.
The stanky leg, the G spot.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know about
You gotta look them
those.
up sometime.
Oh, man.
What do they got? All kinds of dumb ones like the stanky leg, the G spot.
I just remember the pinky. That was another one I almost pulled the trigger on.
There were some stupid ones, and there was like the G spot thing. It was like it was literally a spot that said G spot on the bat, but it was like down towards the taper a little bit. And everybody's like, if you hit it off of that, it'll go really far. It's like, dude, you're an idiot. So you got people up here hitting stuff off the taper trying to hit this logo on the bat. This bat ain't no good.
If I could buy a remake of a bat,
I'm probably gonna end up looking for one of these here pretty soon. Did you know?
probably that Jeff Hall that I've got. That remember the one that you had?
Yeah. I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay.
So, 3 bats. I don't break a ton of bats, but when I do, if it's something sentimental to me, I keep it.
Mm-hmm.
And I plan on doing something with them.
The Rush 120.
Guess who threw away my Supremacy, my Rush, and my Jeff Hall? Right?
Get out of here. I saw the garage was clean, but
Yeah, well, she did that a long time ago. And I was cleaning the garage and I realized, like, hey, those are gone.
she was like, "Yeah, I threw them out months ago."
Yeah, like a year.
Oh my god.
Like, they were my favorite bats.
I remember you had that Jeff Hall in the closet.
Dude,
This
yeah.
time.
I mean, literally all 3 of them were in 2 pieces. I mean, it's certainly 6 pieces of softball bat. They were my favorite bats. I was hanging on to them for a reason. I was going to do something cool with them one day. I never knew what. And I just about had it figured out what I wanted to do with it. And then I realized that she threw them away. That jerk. But as far as like remakes and stuff go, I wish there was something more like the Rush 120.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to try and get another one of those here pretty soon. Does anybody have any 28-ounce Rush 120s? Anybody? Mueller?
I don't know, man. Like, if you could have a bat like that, but with newer technology.
See, I think I really want to try because I mean it's balanced. While I'm not a balanced bat fan,
Oh, he loved it. Loved it.
that bat was from the heavens, bro. It really was. I don't know if it was because of 28 offset the balance thing or what, but I mean that was like if I ever switched bats, it was to that bat. Talk about a slump buster. Or if I was in a funk, I would get it out in BP and just beat the piss out of it. Man, I miss that bat.
I really wish that Jeff Hall I had was 27 ounce now.
It's alright, man. I remember when I was a girl too.
You know.
Let's see. Oh, Justin Gore asks, "What's going to be your gamer this season?" I've already answered this several times, but
Have you though? Because you've gotten all this new stuff.
it hasn't really changed anything. The only thing that probably has changed is that Avarice that I got from Jack. That'll be probably what I'm swinging for just about anything. Maybe I'll let the radar decide if I should swing the Boom Bob Boss or that Avarice.
Oh man, can you imagine that Avarice in league here in a
Man,
couple
it's
weeks?
gonna be dirty.
That's coming up in like 3 weeks.
Is it really?
Yeah, second week in April.
League footage coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, for you Trip, it'll be that Avarice. What are you looking at? I'm getting there. I'm working my way down.
Well, no, I just saw his picture, and I was
Oh.
seeing if he was chiming in about his T-shirt or not.
No, you ain't get no T-shirt. But the Avarice for you Trip. And then I've got my BJ Folk that I've been whooping on, just to get it ready as a backup, just to get it to that stupid hot stage, and then I'll move on to the next one. But regardless, I'll have the Avarice for U-Trip and then that Boss for ASA. That Boss is the only ASA bat I have. I really don't need anything else.
I don't know what I'm gonna swing yet.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I'm back up in the air.
Back up in the air. You're open for negotiation.
Yeah, I think so.
Who you got favored in the Sin City Classic next weekend? That's a good question.
Let's play the game.
What do you mean?
You taking the super team or the field?
I don't know. I think that the super team is going to be good.
Okay, I'm asking you right now. Are you taking the super field or are you taking the
super
field?
team. For those that don't know, basically the super team we're referring to is the Easton Smash It Sports, whatever they were last year.
Mixed with the young
the younger Resmondo talent
and BJ Falk.
and BJ Falk, who is now swinging in Easton. I saw a picture. It's verified.
What's he swinging?
He was swinging a helmet.
Well, of course he was.
Yeah. If I could hit like that, I'd do it too. But anyway,
Maybe I'll get through that this weekend.
I think that it's going to be like a slow start for them. I really do. I could be wrong, and I'm sure I am, but I never like to buy into the hype or anything. I kind of like to be a skeptic sometimes.
I'm taking the super team.
I don't know. I think Backman's going to be pretty salty. I'm anxious
Wager
to
drinks
see
on it.
of who has the better finish.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So you're gonna take Backman.
Yeah.
I'm taking the super team.
Oh. Don't let me down. Oh.
Oh, it's gonna be
You
fun.
saw it here first.
This is gonna be fun.
I am anxious to see how this new Dan Smith team does.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Be an interesting team there. So, I am anxious to kind of get things going. I've been watching a lot of.
Dan Smith. Team Flag Edition. What? A team? No. Team Flag Edition.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'll talk about you. I'll talk about that here in a minute. I may have something on the. Yeah, we'll see.
Get out.
Logan Raymer.
Get out of here.
Logan Raymer asks, "Why don't you and Gabe play together?" He must have seen some of the game footage from last year where, we're playing on different teams and that kind of thing.
Generally speaking, we do play together.
We have been a lot here lately.
Yes.
As far as men's ball last year, politics. Just a short answer. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll probably be playing together this year. We'll see how that goes. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's see. Matt Hardy says, Kansas City, Missouri, greatest team ever or greatest of all time? Talking about the team we got together as softball fans, guys.
He wasn't even there for the championship that night.
I know, right?
What took place between Bozo, you, me, and Stanbury?
What I loved most about all that stuff.
Oh, man.
So the other night I go out to the car, I get some softballs, and I start sticking them in my hoodie. I immediately thought,
Classic Justin.
Right. Oh, that was such a good time.
That was honestly one of the best nights that I've had at the park.
So
funnest nights.
How about this?
Okay.
Maybe we could do a subscriber team somewhere.
Okay.
Don't know when, don't know where. Something with a lot of guaranteed games, just to make sure we make a weekend of it.
Right.
But
I'm probably at least 5.
yeah, well, we can figure something out.
Right.
But why not get a bunch of subscribers together and go play somewhere? What the hell, right? It'd be kind of fun.
Here's the thing too. I mean, you've got subscribers all over the U.S.
Right.
Surely somebody's going to have a big 2-day tournament or something.
Right, or a duel or something like
Right.
that. Surely we can get something
A
going.
duel. Oh no.
Timothy Gilbert says, the most durable bat you have ever seen. The OG Synergy Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm trying to think. What was the specific model number on that? I'm not sure, because you had was the SCX2 and then the SCX3, I think is what it was. But basically, those things were virtually indestructible. I'm talking like the old Elise, before the Flex and the Extended.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Did you ever swing any of those?
No, I was trying
No.
to think what was the one that was it? Doesn't Joey have an old
He probably
Synergy
does, I'm
or
sure
something.
He does. He's got an old Flex.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, those are durable. I mean, these. Yes, I think it was somebody will correct me here. I'll put a picture up on the screen, like right here. The Synergy Plus, dude. I mean, them things were just ridiculous. They did that or the Synergy too. I mean, pretty much any bat from like that era right there. I mean, just ridiculous tank, and just got ungodly hot. There's a reason, like, that as they got away from those bats at a certain point.
Between that and the hard ball, like.
Yeah, Pizza Hut and Pizza Hut or Domino's. Pizza Hut all day. Stuffed crust, meat lovers, or Supreme.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for Pizza Hut. Meat lovers with a pan.
Mm-hmm. With chicken.
I'm not huge on the chicken, but that's alright.
Josh Boz says slow pitch should be 3 balls and 2 strikes, basically 1 pitch.
What are they?
Texas style.
Yeah, Texas tiebreaker or whatever. Yeah.
I don't know. It's fun and it's not fun. I've played it either way.
That's how the snowball used to be there at Peevely.
Uh-huh.
But you got,
it was 2-2 count. 2-2 count.
2-2 count. Yeah. Because didn't you get a courtesy too?
I don't think so. Maybe you did. I don't know. I only played it a couple times, but basically, should slow pitch be 1 pitch? No, I don't think so.
When we played in Norburn last year, one of the innings was 1 pitch. Yeah.
Oh, for that
fun tournament, yeah.
Some tips for pitching. That's another thing that I've been working on.
Hey, I saw that you shared a video of Andy Purcell.
Yeah, go look that up for the time being. I'll have to post it on the VP Hero page.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I meant to.
See, I never thought about, like, he was talking about how he throws his knuckleball. I usually hold mine on my fingertips, but he was saying, and of course his hand is bigger than mine, I'm sure, so you could get away with it a little easier.
Palming
it? He puts it in the palm of his hand and just pushes it off his palm and just uses his finger to keep it in his hand. I don't think I could do that. I was messing with it earlier. I mean, like, the ball literally was in the palm of his hand. I don't think I could do that and keep control of it. I mean, because I've heard people say that, I mean, he can just knuckleball after knuckleball right into a 5-gallon bucket.
Well, he's been doing it for a while.
Yeah. And did you know that he just, like, kind of stumbled upon being a pitcher over 20 years ago, of course? He was talking about it in the video. He just became a pitcher because something was wrong with his arm. He couldn't throw overhand. He still wanted to play. So he went out and just became a pitcher. His life is dope.
Arguably, like, one of the best slow pitch pitchers ever.
Right. Oh, God, here comes the train. You know what? We're just going to wrap it up. No, we're not. Sorry.
No, like, you had a question ready.
Okay, one more question. Because I was in between doing this question or not.
Okay.
There's train tracks like maybe 150 feet behind my house. So you get all the riffraff from that. But last question here. Masks for infielders, yay or nay? I still maintain optional. Personally.
I go with that. I think if you're going to make it mandatory for anybody, it's the pitcher.
Yes, I do agree, which we'll touch on one more then. But as far as masks for infielders go, I mean, that's your discretion. I mean, unless you're playing somewhere with stadium balls or wicked hard balls or anything like that. And even then, personally, I still feel like it's discretion. I wore a mask for a couple of years. I got an injury to my face, basically my dental palate, whatever. I was pretty jacked up for a while. And I immediately started wearing a mask anytime that I was on the infield. And it took a toll on me as a fielder. I was never like, some lockdown infielder anyway. But I was decent. I could show up at the ballpark and know I was going to play some good D that day. But it went from that to, I mean, I looked lost out there sometimes. And I think the mask just screwed me up that bad. I don't know if it's just me taking things for granted or what it was. You could sit here and make excuse after excuse. But I finally said screw it and went to a mouthpiece. I do feel at times that I feel a little wigged out. Or if the field's playing bad and I'm getting some bad hops, I will put a mask back on for the sake of safety. But I don't know. To me, I'm a much better fielder without a mask on. So that's why I wouldn't make people wear one if they didn't want to. Now, on the topic of masks, CJ Phillips says pitching mask, catcher's helmet, catcher's helmet, catcher's helmet.
I don't have anything.
catcher's helmet.
Yeah.
There's people that use lacrosse masks. I
It's
mean,
not meant for the same type of ball.
there's top pitchers in the game are using lacrosse masks. So I mean, you know, they're confident in them holding up, and that's fine, and it may, but it's not made to be hit with a softball projected, you know, 100 or projected whatever the word is I'm looking for. It's not made to be hit with a ball that's hit 100 miles an hour. Will it hold up? Maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to be the one to tell you, but I'm not taking that chance. A catcher's mask is made for things like that, so that's what I'm going to wear. I was a catcher ever since freaking T-ball, basically, so having a catcher's mask on is just second nature to me, so it doesn't bother me. But I've heard people say they don't like how it's, you know, loose on your head, or, you know, feels big and bulky and heavy. I mean, it does, but I guess when you're used to it, it doesn't really bother you. But I much prefer a catcher's mask over wondering if a lacrosse mask is going to stop a ball, especially when people start cutting the bars out of the face mask of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, you know, there's all kinds of people I'm sure watching that are, you know, probably saying, "Oh, this guy's an idiot." You know, my lacrosse mask is fine. Cool. You know, you're cutting bars out of them and everything else. That's great, but I'm not taking that chance. With that being said, this is kind of getting out of hand. This has been kind of a long podcast. We got to sit here chit-chatting and carrying on. But that's it for this podcast, just because it's getting a little too long-winded. I had some more questions that we could have answered, but we're going to leave it at that for the night. Thanks for stopping in and checking this out. If this is by a chance the first BP Hero video you've ever watched and you sat here through the whole thing, A, thanks for stopping in. And B, subscribe to the channel. There's all kinds of good stuff on there. There's more of these podcasts. There's bat reviews. There's game film, which there's going to be plenty of that coming soon. We're going to work on getting some interview stuff going here pretty soon. It's getting to be that time of year. Maybe we'll... Hey, you know, here's something from my local guys. You know what? We're going to save that. Save it for the next... Because I'm going to get to rambling again. We're at 1 hour and 20 minutes now. So anyway, we're going to cut this out.
You're giving your viewers a bluish who.
Kind of like that. But I just don't want to make this go any longer. But thanks for stopping in and checking it out. Subscribe, like the video, comment where it's posted.
Bye, everybody. Clickbait.